For many, e-learning is a nightmare. Just the mention of an online training course is enough to send shivers down their spine, drenching them in a cold sweat and filling them with dread.
For them, e-learning is a mental assault, a test of their will and strength, a feat of endurance designed to see how long they can last before their brains begin to ooze out of their nostrils.
But here at iHASCO, we do things a little differently.
We take pride in our courses, avoiding the easy mistakes that befall so many other training providers. But for every beautifully written, expertly crafted, interesting and all-round entertaining iHASCO course, there are many horror shows through which people are dragged kicking and screaming, and it's our duty as iHASConians to make a genuine difference and show them the error of their ways.
So we've created this, something we like to call the horrors of e-learning. In it, you'll see what makes other training so horrifyingly dull, so mind-meltingly boring, so crazy-inducingly mediocre that users are driven mad with boredom as they slowly realise they could be getting so much more done if they weren't wasting their time on tedious health and safety training, leading them to an insanity-fueled chase through a hotel with the sole intent of butchering their families with an axe just so they can get some goddamn work done. All health and no safety make James a dull boy. All health and no safety make James a dull boy. All health and no safety make James.
So, sit back and we'll let you into our secret. We'll show you how you can be interesting, engaging and fun whilst avoiding the horrors of e-learning.
For many people, the prospect of doing an e-learning course is enough to fill them with dread. Trapped, hacking away at an endless stream of text-heavy PowerPoint slides, there's nothing more painful. Or being bombarded by a battery of boring information, their ability to concentrate rapidly leaving them, their eyelids growing heavier and heavier as the battle to stay awake is finally lost.
But there's good news. These monsters of monotony can be beaten. And here's how. Let's face it, the common view of workplace health and safety training is that it's dull, oppressively dull. Taking refuge at your desk, you face an endless, unforgiving mass of repetitive, text-heavy PowerPoint slides slowly marching across your screen. Each slide the same as the last, each line of text blurs into the next, the information impossible to take on board, your mind nothing more than a saturated, gooey mess, unable to tell light from dark, up from down, right from wrong. You have become the Untrained. However, it doesn't have to be this way. When creating e-learning, iHASCO have weapons against the onslaught, defences against the darkness, silver bullets to slay the Beasts of Boredom. First, we thin the herd. We break the information down into easily manageable sections, making it less daunting to take on. Then, we provide a remedy to the plague of endless text. And the best remedy? Avoid at all costs. Sometimes text is necessary, but give the user some credit. They can remember the salient points. Use interesting graphics and animation to help explain the complex ideas, but don't leave your users open to being overwhelmed and consumed by relentless hordes of information. And finally, if all else fails, we literally force our users to help defend themselves, whether end-of-section pop quizzes, printable activity sheets, thought experiments, or our brand new interactive question slides. We give users the means to slay the boredom of e-learning for themselves, recruiting them in the fight against the unceasing tide of pointless and dreary e-learning produced by our competitors. I just want to apologise to James Kelly and his family, and to my family and to everyone involved in all of this. I'm so sorry for everything that's happened. It was my idea, and it was my project. I insisted that it happen. I insisted that everyone took part in health and safety training. I insisted it would be simple to use, that the software would be simple to understand, and it would all be over really quickly. But it's all because of me that we're here now. We're trapped by poorly constructed software, without any kind of support. We can't go forward because the little continue button is greyed out. We can't go back, because then we'll lose all our progress, and we've worked so hard. I just wish there was someone who could help us. Oh God, what was that? Spicy. I'm so scared to close the tab. I'm so scared to open a new tab. I think I'm gonna die here. God.
You're halfway through your compulsory online health and safety training. You've been navigating the labyrinth of options and obstacles for the best part of 4 hours, when suddenly the continue button gives up and dies. You click and you click, but the maddening silence of a tiny hourglass upending endlessly, sending tension too strong to mention, the minutes blending, and now you're fending your sanity from the unending deadening dearth. The death that awaits your endless waiting, its ceaseless tipping back and forth, and still you cry and crow and wonder why. Is that an error message that you spy? You wonder who it's for. Quoth the error message, nevermore. Software which crashes, or which is needlessly complicated or poorly explained, or sessions which time out if users take more than 20 seconds to think about their response, are what fill many clients' hearts with an icy dread. Health and safety training is compulsory, so we at iHASCO believe that the process should be made as simple as possible. Unlike other training providers who sell their clients a labyrinth, lock the doors and watch them helplessly trip into every trap, meet every monster and stumble aimlessly until they give up, curl into a ball and lie there, a weeping heap of a human, we are a guiding light, a beacon, a ray of hope, a shepherd guiding our clients, keeping them safe where others do not. Our software is an escape from the maddening maze offered by other training providers. It's designed solely to help clients travel seamlessly from point A to point B. It's regularly maintained, swept, kept clean and free of bugs and menacing monsters which might creep in. And most importantly of all, our clients are never left to fend for themselves. iHASCO is always there to take our clients by the hand and lead them to the promised land of health and safety compliance. Safe and secure. You can't put a price on peace of mind. Unless you're a security firm, in which case you can, and probably should. But for the rest of us, the satisfaction of knowing that we and our families are safe is worth all the gold in the world. But what about the digital you? The trail of information and data which points to you, or which allows access to your private accounts, or which reveals information, highly sensitive information about your finances, your political and religious opinions, or any other valued information. What price is worth protecting that? What if a threat is internal to a company, a result of negligence or fraudulent activity?
Or whether the threat is external, with criminals wanting to use your data for their own nefarious means.
iHASCO has you covered.
In the dead of night, when the moon is full and darkness grips the land, the wind is howling, something's growling, and evil's close at hand. The deathly silence, the rolling mists, the stark unnatural chill, the beasts and monsters of the night, they gather for the kill. But it's not your mortal life they crave, though they will, sooner or later. Instead, what draws them to your doors is your unprotected data. The lust for your personal data is an appetite which grows ever stronger. More and more breaches occur every year, the cost of each one increasing exponentially as those who seek to steal it grow smarter and ever more hungry for the satiating profits they bring. As you would your car or house, your data should be locked up tight, and anyone who handles it should always treat it right. At iHASCO, we do everything we can to keep your data safe. All our communications are secured using HTTPS and SSL. Data is encrypted, stored and backed up at an off-site data center, and we have a dedicated GDPR team who regularly review our internal policies to ensure we're as secure as can be. But though it's often those outside who profit from their sin, it's a sordid fact we dare not speak that evil comes sometimes from within. As many as 58% of companies have over 100,000 files of your data left open to all members of their staff, resulting in countless accidental losses and increases in fraudulent activity. We take security extremely seriously and so train every member of staff on the essentials of data protection and cybersecurity. Nobody at iHASCO has access to any information not relevant to their job. Training is refreshed regularly and updates to policies are shared openly.
Now that recently finished recording The Horrors of eLearning. Isn't it so amazing to think that creating exciting and engaging training courses is just so easy? I mean, you just create simplicity and don't overcomplicate things. You be there for your clients when they need you. You don't rely on boring text to get your message across. And with some very basic and sensible changes, you can keep people's data safe. When it's all laid out on the table like that, it's really so simple. Don't you think? Don't you think?
Sorry, mate. I was just reading this thing. Do you know there's a set of rules for how to survive a horror movie? It was set out by Scream. It's a set of 3 rules. If you break one of them, you don't make it to the end.
What are they?
Okay, so rule 1: never get drunk or do drugs. If you're high, you die. So I think we're fine there. Rule number 2: never say any of the following: "I'll be right back," "hello," or "is anybody there?" Because you certainly won't be right back, and there probably, or certainly is someone there.
I don't think we've said any of those. What's the last one?
Rule 3: nobody who has sex ever survives to the end of the movie.